Welcome back to Only the Over. We're back in for the beginning of NFL Week 3. It is Friday morning. I'm recording this on Friday morning after the Thursday night football game between the Jets and Patriots. Unfortunately, we did not see what we wanted to see, and I don't think I will ever bet on the Patriots ever again. So yeah, I suppose we're just hopping right into it. Last week we did surprises of the week. That's only going to be happening on the Wednesday morning shows, just because, I could talk about surprises, but we're really just going to be doing a Thursday night football recap, and then getting into this weekend's picks, for Sunday and Monday. And then if we have anything for college football, we'll obviously talk about that, but let's kind of recap last night's Thursday night football game. We were with some friends, so we were only watching the game till about halftime. But I feel really sorry for people that bet on the Patriots, myself included. Jacoby Brissett, 12 for 18, so completion percentage was okay, but only 98 yards through the air. Drake May came in the fourth quarter. And then rushing yards for Ramondre Stevenson, he had 23 rushing yards on 6 carries. Antonio Gibson had 29 on 5 carries. So not the best. Receiving yards for the Patriots, 69 yards for Demario Douglas on 7 receptions, which isn't bad at all. Austin Hooper had 19 yards on 1 reception. The one I was very disappointed with was Hunter Henry. He only had 9 yards for 2 receptions. Not the best. On the flip side, for the winning team, the Jets, Aaron Rodgers played like vintage Aaron Rodgers. It's great to see him back as a Packers fan. It's a little sad to see him playing really well. Last year was a bummer, obviously, so who knows how that year would have went because of his injury. But today was fantastic to see him play really well. He went 27 for 35 for 281 and 2 tuds. They had Tyler Conklin had a really good game, 5 receptions for 93 yards, no touchdowns. Allen Lazard, 3 receptions for 48 yards, 1 touchdown. Mike Williams, 3 receptions for 34 yards. Garrett Wilson had the other touchdown, but had 33 yards. He really threw to basically everyone on the team. Conklin and Garrett Wilson were the only ones with 5 receptions. Everyone else had 2 receptions, 3 receptions, 4 receptions. He threw to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 8. 8 different people. He threw to 8 different people inside of his 35 attempts, which is fantastic. You love seeing that. As a Jets fan, you love seeing that. As a Aaron Rodgers fan, you love seeing that. And also, from being from Wisconsin, seeing Braylon Allen have 11 carries for 55 yards, in tandem with Breece Hall having 16 carries for 54 yards, they got one hell of a 1-2 punch over there with the Jets. I know the Patriots are bad, so these stats may be a little inflated, but never count Rodgers out. So yeah, it was fun to be watching, to want Aaron Rodgers to succeed, but as a measly diminishing account betting man, it was not the best. Recapping Thursday night's picks. First pick I had was Ramondre Stevenson, higher than 0.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. The Patriots could not get anything going, as I just kind of described there. And again, he only had 23 yards rushing and got no receptions. I believe no targets as well. I think Jacoby Brissett and Drake May got sacked a total of 7 times, so not ideal. I will be keeping that in mind, though, for weeks to come, simply due to the fact that the Jets apparently have a good defense that I did not know about, so that's awesome. But yeah, so that one obviously did not hit. I was thinking as the game went on, maybe they get a lucky drive, get down inside the red zone, maybe have a something in goal inside the 10. Who knows? They could have, maybe could have done something cool there. But, did not hit Ramondre Stevenson's higher than 0.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. Breece Hall, higher than 65.5 rush yards. They did split carries pretty much. Breece Hall, again, had 16 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. Unfortunate, but if they could just run all over the Patriots defense with a 2-back system, why not give people give their main back a break. I mean, he had 5 more carries than Braylon Allen did, but they had pretty much the same yards. And maybe should have went for a touchdown on Breece Hall, but that's okay. Honestly, this could have been, if Braylon Allen maybe got half his carries and Breece Hall got like 5 more carries, this probably would have ended up hitting, but that's okay. I'm not too disappointed on that. That's just one thing that is a chance play. 10 more yards is 1 or 2 more runs, so who knows. And lastly, Aaron Rodgers, I took higher on 1.5 passing TDs. This one cashed. I had a feeling he was going to be very, very efficient against the Patriots. Defensive secondary. Christian Gonzalez did cover Garrett Wilson for the majority of the game, but Garrett Wilson did end up having a touchdown as well as Allen Lazard. So those were his 2 touchdowns. So unfortunately, we did not hit 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3 on that Thursday Night Football play, but that's okay. I'm not super pressed on that. Probably should not bet on games that are Patriots Jets, or if one team has a slight edge over the other and the talent is very similar. Maybe I should just take that team on slight edge, maybe unders on things and stuff like that. I do get in a little bit of a funk taking hires on everything. I do have one lower pick in my Sunday and Monday Night Football picks. So yeah. Anyways, Thursday Night Football. It was a little bit of a snooze fest if you weren't a fan. Patriots are absolutely horrible when they play a good defense. So yeah, that's basically what we got out of there. Going into Sunday's picks, here we are. I do have a promo pick in here. This ended up being something that I don't know if it was gifted to everybody on Underdog, but it was gifted to me, so I'm going to take it. First off, I am taking that promo pick at the top there. You see CeeDee Lamb higher than 0.5 total yards. Obviously, we're going to take that. There's no reason not to take that. That's a free pick. I think I had that in one of my slates last week, and he ended up obviously, I ended up taking it, and I think he had 90 total yards. So yeah, okay, I'm going to take it. But for the picks that people can take that may not have the promo pick, I got Jerome Ford higher than 51.5 rushing yards. Cleveland is playing the Giants. Giants do not have a great defense. We're taking Jerome Ford higher on rushing yards, partly because Deshaun Watson absolutely sucks at throwing the ball and playing quarterback. So hand the ball off to Jerome Ford, please. Next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders playing the Carolina Panthers, and I have 2 picks on this slate for the Raiders. I got Devontae Adams higher than 0.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. You see that's a 1.29x multiplier. He did have a receiving touchdown last game, or I think he did last game, yes. No, he didn't last game. He did the game before. He had a receiving touchdown, but Carolina, again, horrible on defense. Last week, though, I did take Justin Herbert over on yards and Justin Herbert to have a good game against the Carolina Panthers, but apparently handing the ball off to J.K. Dobbins is a great idea. So that's what they did the whole game. But yeah, so anyways, Devontae Adams higher than 0.5 rushing receiving touchdowns. I kind of want to think that's a lock because Devontae Adams is probably top 5, I'd say maybe top 3 receivers in the NFL. So you could throw the ball up to him against any DB in the NFL and he'd be fine. And then to go in tandem with that, I have Gardner Minshew higher on passing yards, which his passing yards line is 219.5. So I think those are some pretty good Sunday picks. So yeah, those are my Sunday picks. This is a 4-man flex. I am flexing this, so if I hit 3 out of 4, it works. You can see 3 out of 4 is 1.93x and 4 out of 4 is 7.74x. So yeah, there you go. If you want to take those picks, go for it. Now moving into Monday Night Football. This is going to be a quicker episode. So obviously it's going to be something, bang, bang, bang. Go down below, follow the Instagram. I will have a little bit more breakdown with reels with the content on the Instagram page. So you can, if you want a little bit more context on things, you can go there, follow the Instagram and everything like that. It will be on YouTube well. So if you're watching this on YouTube, the reels and everything, the short form content gets uploaded there as well. So moving into Monday Night Football, we have a two-game slate for Monday Night Football, which at least in my lifetime, I don't think has ever happened. At least I don't think I remember 2 Monday night games at the same time. Maybe later in the season when they needed to pack games on and Maybe they had some schedule adjustments. But yes, we have Cincinnati versus Washington and Buffalo. Oh my gosh, excuse me. We have Buffalo versus Jacksonville. Cincinnati and Washington, both of them have horrible rush defense. Washington obviously is the worst team in that scenario, but I am taking Zach Moss and Brian Robinson Jr., both over 51.5 rushing yards. So we will see how that goes on Monday night. Next, for the Buffalo and Jacksonville game, we're taking James Cook higher on a longest rush of 14.5. He cashed this very easily last week. Jacksonville does not have a good run defense. And with the Bills still being super dynamic, if Josh Allen is able to establish the pass early, establish him running around, that's going to open up the game for James Cook, just similar how it did against the Miami Dolphins last game. So, yes. And also, one pick I never thought I would be taking ever for the Bills is chancing on this interception pick for Josh Allen. Jacksonville does not have the best defense, so we're going to take Josh Allen lower. I told you there was a lower pick. It's probably my first lower pick I've taken in a while. We're going to take Josh Allen lower on 0.5 interceptions. He's really taking care of the ball. He's realizing that he doesn't have to pass the ball that much. So we're taking him lower than 0.5 interceptions. We'll see if this one hits. I don't want to say I'm 50-50. I'm probably 65-35 on this one, not hitting. But we'll see what happens. Josh Allen and interceptions kind of go hand in hand. So yeah. But yeah, anyways, this has been episode 2, a very quick episode of Only the Over this week. Nice, easy, regurgitatable, consumable type of episode for you guys. Obviously down below you're looking at now, you can see the ticker. I do have some recommended picks there. Some of the picks are included in my lines from this week, but some picks are not. As you can see, I got Najee Harris down there. I got Justin Herbert lower than 175.5 passing yards. Got Baker higher than 1.5 passing TDs. Rachaad White higher than 49.5 rushing yards. So there are some picks down there that are some suggestions if you don't want to take the ones that I'm suggesting in here. Or I don't want to say suggesting, but the ones that I'm taking. If you don't want to copy that or you don't want to take some picks that I am taking. Also, I am seeing right now in my notes, I just had to look up in my notes, Adams did have a touchdown last week, so 2 games in a row. We'll see if he gets a touchdown. But anyways, thank you for coming out to Only the Over. Thank you for listening. If you haven't, rate the podcast on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, like the video on YouTube, and share it with some friends that you like sports betting with. So yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday morning. Stay tuned on the Instagram for these recaps of these picks. I will be doing reels to recap these picks, so stay tuned on the Instagram. Follow the Instagram. All right, we will see you next time. Peace.